Good morning, everybody. How are you all doing today? It's good to be back finally after being sick. I hope you all are well. I know I am still not 100%, so we'll see how long I'm able to go today before I get absolutely just bodied by just the tiredness and whatnot. Because I got 3 things at once and it fucking sucked. I do want to do the Odyssey today, preferably. But, okay, so let's see. I'll regrow balloon speed, Moab health, Moab speed, Moab health. Balloon speed as well on top of that. And then mine, that last one's gonna suck. So obviously I want to keep Admiral Brickle. Let's do this bit by bit. So things I'm gonna want. I'm gonna want some subs and some boats, as well as some of the mer monkeys. Engineers, I want some dart monkeys. Ice monkeys would be nice. Seeing if I would actually want to get, because if I'm gonna add anything to this, it'd be like some pontoons, just cause. Planes would be nice to have. Same for some snipers. We'll add an extra sub. I think this is a good loadout to go for, because a lot of what we're gonna have to deal with is just gonna be a pain in the butt. I'm mainly worried about that final one, but I wanted to start off with the hard Odyssey while we're doing this. But, yeah. If you give me a sec. Can turn this up a little bit for you guys. I added a few more songs, but I don't have enough. I don't have a lot of trophies anymore, though. You know what? Let's start with the Dart Monkey. Get triple shot. Because this is all regrow, so we just need to do a lot of damage. And since we're only going to 40, I'm not too worried. There we go. Now we need to worry about leads next, which we can take care of with Admiral. But, how's everyone doing today? I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. About there works. But I hope everyone is well. Over the time I was sick, a lot of the stuff I got done when I did get stuff done was I literally just put Minecraft, all the mods in the background, to like auto do some stuff. So like I put a little box around me and just watered infernum seeds and the inferium seeds and whatnot, and I did a bit of building and whatnot, and like some stuff with the productive bees. Like that's the main stuff I did while sick, other than just sleeping and like drinking tea. But yeah. My throat still isn't 100% yet, but it's getting better. That's why I'm like not 100% sure if we'll have a full like stream in the normal like length. I also helped my friend learn a bit about Terraria. I'm gonna be helping them actually play by like teaching them as they go with various amounts of stuff, because I don't want to spoil things for them, so I'm like being very conservative on like what I say. So like instead of just saying, oh yeah, this is what the beehive does, I just said I wouldn't do that right now, because all they had was lead armor and I didn't have armor. I've decided to go ranged for once, so I'm actually like handicapping myself. So far they've seemed interested in mage and melee, so that's pretty fun to watch. They have the only thing they've seen from summoner is the whip, so I'm like, okay. But yeah, they've been really interested. They got a flaming mace and they're like, oh cool, it actually lights up around you. It's and I'm just like, yeah. I believe it has a chance to light things on fire, or at least it used to. I don't know if that ever got changed. But like but I got fossil armor and stuff, and I know the plan is this weekend we're gonna try and play together and I can show them a bit more. But like I'm usually pretty quiet, like just in general, because I did not sound good at all. And even then, I sound a lot better than I did yesterday and the day before, like, because I basically had a sinus infection, a cold, and strep throat all in one, and it sucked because it was just a bunch of pain from that. I do wish the boss events would last until these Thursdays, because it's made me question if I want to move BTD to like Wednesdays or something, if the boss events are still around, just so we can do some of those on stream. Because I would really love to be able to do some of those. Because even then, like, they show up in a weird way, like, point, like, between streams. Maybe if I get time on, like, Saturdays or Sundays, I could try and do a stream of, like, a boss event if there's one going on. But, yeah, I'd love to do more stuff with, like, the boss events. It's just, they're never on when we're actually playing. So it's like, well, because one, I get more trophies that I can use to get more music for the beginning that can just randomize, and like when we're playing, because I keep the jukebox enabled so that like it's just completely random. It's some songs are so quiet and others are like really loud, so it's like a weird mix. But yeah, I want to be very careful about it. I don't know why I'm conserving so many like towers, because I don't need to. It's not a extreme Odyssey, so I'm just kind of like, well, it shouldn't matter what I do. But yeah. Okay, next one. I'm mainly worried about that final one, because this one 50, 60, 80, 90. We're gonna have to deal with a DDT. Yes, it's gonna be slower, but it's like 63 in DDTs will be a pain in the ass. I mean, I want to not use powers preferably, but I always like am doubly sure before I do stuff. So I am actually gonna put her in the exact middle. I'll put this down as some extra defense. Bum, 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 bum. I'm gonna go for crossbow because that will give me a lot of range. And I'll go for quick shots, because I want the crossbow, because that extra range will be good for like subs. Also, I love the different like music they have that you can get through the jukebox, and being able to like randomize it whenever you want is quite nice, because it's less repeating, so you actually get like a bunch. You know, little fun fact about like video game music and stuff, it's actually in a similar situation to what opera music is in, where it's like, in a lot of cases, people rather say opera music or opera versus like music. Same thing with video game music, because it's just a lot more taboo compared to like what's considered normal music. I mean, it happens with musical theater sometimes, and I get it's a classification, but like some people, I can guarantee some people would hear video game music and never realize it's video game music unless they're told. Like some of them, okay, maybe, but there's a lot of music that you just would miss out on if you don't listen to video game music, because my mom used to say she hated video game music, but it's more the thing of she hated the 8-bit music that she got used to, but she's found she likes a lot of newer gen video game music. And it's kind of like, I think that's where a lot of people stand, is they see it as 8-bit because a lot of older generations either don't play video games or barely played any when they were young and just haven't played any recently. Like when we played Mario 3D World on the Switch with Bowser's Fury, my mom and I, when we actually like 100%ed that, she found a real love for the music in the game, and I showed her a bunch of music from games, and she's really enjoyed a lot of it. I think it's really interesting because it just shows how much someone's opinion can change when they hear the right track. But it's also caused a lot of music lovers and video game lovers to cross paths due to a love for the genres of music and like where certain things go. For example, take Bayonetta 3. There's a full-on like frickin' rhythm game type sequence. I can't remember how it's pronounced. I know it starts with an F. But like it's very opera. And that got a lot of people to look into opera. And I really find that interesting because people who may not have actually like done that in the first place are like, holy crap, this is actually really interesting, and boom, now they're into it. Like that happens a lot, and it's interesting, but it's also like, it's nice seeing more people get interested into that stuff. Oh my gosh, the amount of stuff I've wanted to talk about that I just couldn't talk about on stream. Like, there's still certain things I'm not allowed to talk about due to one reason or another, but I know this Thursday, because it's the first Thursday, well, today, basically, of the month, it was like, it really depends how my mom's feeling if we're gonna actually do our monthly ritual of Mario Kart at the bar. Or just make some cookies. Because it's like, it really just depends. But it's nice just having the ability to do that type of thing with my mom, because I do love her. And I like being able to play games and like do stuff with her. She got me into baking at a young age, and now I just can't. Like, I bake a lot. And while sick, it was like I really badly wanted to bake, but because I was sick, I couldn't, because it would put a lot more people at like risk of getting sick. So I'm just sitting here like, please just get better. Because like, I know yesterday I was just sitting here at my desk, like not, because I got my energy back like Monday, Tuesday area is when I got my energy fully back, but my throat was nowhere near it. And as anyone who has spent enough time in the music industry and like vocal training stuff knows, if you don't take care of your voice, it will not go well for you, because it could permanently affect you if you aren't careful, and it can cause the healing process to take a lot longer. But I basically was sitting here yesterday with some tea, some Earl Grey tea and honey, wishing I had a kettle. Because I know very well I'm like one of the only two people in this household that actually would drink tea because I like tea. Maybe I could get some of the others into it, but just depends. But I've also been meaning to try some jasmine tea. I've heard it's really good. I know lavender tea can be really good if prepared right. But I've always been a big fan of like trying different things like that. Like, of course, it's always good to be careful, but yeah, I've been meaning to actually try and do more of that because I want to try more tea types and whatnot, and it's good for your health to drink anyway. Because tea is one of those things that's like, it, especially with like honey. So instead of getting like those bear jars of honey that, you know, the squeezy ones, um, more recently we've actually been buying local honey from one of the people my family is close to because, dear God, my grandpa, before he passed, has so many connections. It's like, oh yeah, remember the senator that died like 20 years ago? Yeah, he knew grandpa. Oh, remember this senator that no longer is a senator? Oh yeah, he knew grandpa. It's like, or, oh, remember this person? Yeah, he knew grandpa. It's like, insert random important figure. It happens so often with my family. It's like, Jesus Christ. But then you also realize my grandpa used to run a like full-on theater type thing, and like it was a big like known in the business because he was amazing with numbers, and it makes a lot more sense because like that's what he used to do for a job before he eventually retired. Hey Zion, hope you're doing well today. But because of that, it means I know a lot of people for like different things, and it's nice knowing someone who does beekeeping because if you actually have local honey from your local area, it can actually help with allergies to pollen in a more healthy and safe way. At least that's what I've heard. I don't know how true that is, but honestly, I'm hoping it's like pretty accurate because that would be so good for me. I'm gonna go for heat with this just to make doubly sure with leads. But oh my gosh, it is so nice getting like honey from your area too, because it tastes a lot better. Honey is also one of those things that doesn't really go bad because of how like honey works. It's really interesting because I've learned a lot of stuff from this guy about bees and like beekeeping. Like they have to be like they have to keep eyes out for possible new queen larvae to either get rid of them or similar so it doesn't cause a civil war in the frickin' colony, especially if they already have one, because it can do that, which is crazy. It has no water, so it can last centuries. Exactly. And because it of how it works, where you can just melt it down from a hard block and it goes back to being honey, it's such an interesting, like, of all the things it could be, like, honey is one of those things that just has such a cool, like, set of stuff it can do. And I think that's awesome. Because, like, learning from this guy, I'd say his real name, but I'm not going to because of privacy reasons. But I've learned a lot about beekeeping and stuff. And it's really interesting to learn because there are times where if there's multiple queens, they'll literally go and kill both queens and then have no queen, and it leads to utter chaos. But it's also interesting because the bees will purposely produce more honey specifically for the extra shelter. So whenever someone's like honey's not good for bees, it's completely false. Learning about how it works, because if they because they could move out of the boxes if they wanted, they choose it because they can have a better kept home that's safer from predators, but also it allows for a lot more stuff. And it's just really interesting to learn about. Because, like, I know wasps have been getting bigger recently, and we've been dealing with more of them. So he's been helping keep those away from the bees and whatnot. And the few that do get through, the bees take care of. But it's really interesting, like, seeing a bit of that too. Plus, it's also good to just have local honey. But yeah, I was just sipping some Earl Grey tea with some honey yesterday at my desk, trying to do work to the best of my ability. Just like, my brain is still like fog in its own regard. But that also is probably just because I've had so much on my mind recently. But I know I highly suggest Earl Grey if you've never done it. And there is one thing that's always annoyed me. And it's the people who don't realize you are not supposed to leave the tea bag in or even squeeze the tea bag. Because I know people who do that, and I'm just thinking to myself, Jesus Christ, you're making this worse for yourself. I like a bit of bitterness in my tea. I don't mind it. I like warm tea preferably over cold tea in a lot of cases. It mainly depends on my mood and like the type of tea. I prefer a nice scalding hot Earl Grey, but I do want to try other types as well. I mean, when it comes to like green tea though, I prefer like a good mild like room temperature. But when it comes to like a more lemony tea and like more sour, I prefer a bit of a colder tea. But it's like it's actually really cool. Like, not everyone likes tea, and that's understandable. I used to really like coffee, but I can't have it anymore because it turns me into, and I quote, a human vibrator. Yeah, it's not my words. Blame my friend for that analogy. But, and it's something about coffee. Like, it doesn't happen with soda, it doesn't happen with tea, it's just coffee. And I don't know why. But then again, I also used to like drinking my coffee black as night. Like, I just rarely added any creamer, if at all. But even then, it was still like, oh dear God, I am vibrating again. Because I just have a weird body in that regard, I guess. I mean, I've definitely gotten used to it, though. And we should be able to take out this next round easily. Sniper over here doing its job. I've really found a... Wait. The Megamines get affected by the Bissell Warrior? Oh, that's actually really cool. I never knew that. I know there's been a lot of changes to some of this stuff, though, so who knows? I'm worried about this last one, because that's gonna be a pain in the ass map. I grabbed some engineers in case I need to do, like, some overclocks. Bo, bo, bo. Admiral on deck. Gonna put a sub there. Oh. Well, I'll take care of that in a bit. So we're on alternate balloon rounds with this one. Oh yeah, I forgot. It's level 5 that she gets that. That should help. So we're gonna need to get a set of stuff down quicker. I'm gonna try and go for the normal stream time today, but we'll just have to see how my throat's feeling. Because, like, my throat's not 100%, but it's pretty damn close. I'm just happy I sound better for the most part. Like, oh my gosh. My dogs were, like, all over me, though, while I was basically just trying to, like, get better. You had Baker here laying behind my legs, head on my legs, just like, hi, I'm just gonna lay here. And then you have Dewey, who just wants attention, and Athena, who just, it depended how she felt. I got used to it after a point because it's just like, well, stuck with these little shits. Much as I love my dogs, boy, can they be a pain in the ass. You know, I'm gonna do something that's probably going to help in the long run here. I just need a submerge and support, really, for this. Do 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 do. I've really missed streaming because, like, I was really looking forward to, like, Call to the Lamb and stuff, and I actually did. I did debate if I was gonna stream balloons today or just do like a different stream, knowing that it's probably not gonna be the same length as normal stream time, just because of like taking care of myself. But I decided to go with balloons. I almost did go with trying to name every Pokemon from memory. I could probably do that in a reasonable time, though. Like, especially without shadows or like any hints. My biggest issue would be spelling them correctly. Because, like, Venusaur has a weird spelling. For Alligator, weird spelling. Victory Bell has weird spelling. A lot of the early Gen Mon have weird spelling, and the Ultra Beasts, like Buzzwole and Pheromosa and Xurkitree. Like, some of them just have some very odd ways they're spelled, which definitely, like, leans towards that, ooh, boy, type thing. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go, like, maybe here. And I want to get some swiftness with this. I'm gonna go for an Alluring Melody, I think. Or an Abyss Dweller would be good here, too. Both would work, but I think Alluring Melody would do better. Because then it would go around and be relatively useful here. Because I'm not going to get Symphonic Resonance. No shot on that one. But I could get an Abyss Dweller, like, here. Which would help. I want to keep an eye on those balloons. Make sure I get my, we're gonna lose a... Yeah, we'd lose there. Shit. Okay, yeah, I have an idea of what to do here. No Abyss Dweller, but instead... I'll just do this. This should help against the leads. And lo and behold, there we go. I could add some Pierce, but... Yeah, I'm worried about this next one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like here, boom, boom. Because I want the extra range, and then I'm going to go for a cannon ship. Because I think for round 90, I'm going to want to get some stuff. Hello, Dono. Welcome on in. Hope you are well. And there goes the Moab. Cool. Yeah, I know the feeling. I may not know everything about balloons, but I have been playing since the very beginning of balloons, as because I feel old as hell when I realize, oh my god, I've been playing since before it was a tower defense game. Uh, I might have a bit of an issue with that one. I mean, I love balloons though. It's definitely one of my favorites. I'm still thinking about that final one of the Hard Odyssey. I think I'm gonna want to go for a Monkey Pirates, for the DDTs, so I can just snap, 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 and get rid of those DDTs quickly. Because even with minus balloon speed, they're still gonna be relatively speedy, though the less health might make that less of an issue. Yeah, balloons has really changed since the beginning. It's honestly crazy. I'm actually glad that they finally added a new water tower. I just remember my pure, like, unadulterated, like, childish joy I felt seeing the mermonkey. Oh, it was so nice. And I like keeping the jukebox enabled with random stuff in the background. It's really nice. I will say, I really hope they make another Monkey City. I know they've hinted at how they know there's a fan base behind it, and like that it's becoming popular again. Like, I've really noticed that a lot of shows and stuff and like older games have been getting a lot more love. Like, I've been seeing Plants vs Zombies and Steven Universe becoming popular again. I've also been seeing like Monkey City still like becoming more and more of a cult following that's growing. I wouldn't be surprised if they made a second one with like the cult following it has and how many people really have wanted one. Because like, it was a fun game. I mean, that's where they introduced the DDTs and Blast Populous. So like, who knows? That's one of those things though that's like really fun to like theorize about, even if it doesn't happen. I know there is one game I've been meaning to play that I've been told to play, and that's Repo. Oh yeah, the old games are crazy. Because like, but when it comes to like Repo, I've been told it's a fun game to play, and I've watched it, and I've debated getting it. And it's like, I know I wouldn't have a lot of people who would play it around my time for stream, but it could just be a fun game to play. But the devs are like, it's weird seeing so many devs that are like open now from like indie devs and stuff taking over the market because of how expensive like AAA games have gotten. But it's nice to see like devs that actually care a lot, because it shows a lot more care just overall in the industry. I remember when games stuff. What am I doing? Right now I'm just doing the Odyssey. Oh, thanks for the follow, Donovan. Welcome on into the labyrinth. I hope you enjoy your stay and have a wonderful time enjoying it here as a viewer. I am not warmed up for that. Ooh. I'm gonna grab the lead thing. God, I just got, so this is my first stream back since getting sick. And it's super, like, it's like an adjustment period again, getting used to it again, because it's like when you spend about a week or so basically being sick, your brain, the brain fog and everything, full on just different experience now. You know what actually probably be I got an idea for that. Get a little bit of shrapnel. I'm so glad they've buffed the bouncing bullet and shrapnel stuff. You were sick yesterday? Yeah, yesterday I was finally starting to get better. My throat isn't 100% today, but it's a lot better than it was. Because I happened to get strep, a sinus infection, and a cold all at once. And so I'm one of those people who gets strep very easily. And I get it. I've gotten it so much historically that I can tell the difference like that of if it's just my throat hurting or strep. And it's how I learned from like my doctor that, oh yeah, you could just be a carrier of strep and not realize. And I'm just here like, holy shit. It's just something that will eventually like appear or disappear as it chooses. And I'm like, why? Why are bacteria like that? I mean, it's still interesting though, like learning about that stuff. Because like I learned that when I was a lot younger, but it's just like even to my adulthood and whatnot, it still like happens, but it's nowhere near as bad as when I was a kid. You don't get sick easily. For me, it's one of those things of I don't get sick often, but when I do, it's usually I get hit pretty hard, and that kind of stacks over time. And of course, as it stacks, it just really ramps up and becomes an issue. I love Echo Sun's network. It's so fun to use. Take that out. Yum. Get Arctic Knight. I will say, I've really found a love for the Arctic Knight path with, like, the wave ever since Rogue Legends. Because I've realized how absolutely insane it is for, like, cleanup. Just because of the waves alone. Ah, yes. The balloons are trying, but failing. Just take out a BFB like it's normal. BRB? Okay. Yeah, I will say it's gonna be one of those days. Is it back? Cool, it's back. Great. The stormy day is doing this again. I hate having, like, rural internet. That's, like, my biggest, like, hatred of living more rural. Is the rural internet just loves to do that sometimes. Especially when it's stormy. And it just drives me insane. Because it happens even off stream. And it just... pain in the ass. Every time. Makes me really wish that rural internet was better. Because you don't get a lot of internet options either when you're in the rural either. And they know that. Which just makes it way more annoying. There we go. That goes one. And there goes round 80. Welcome back. Suffering the pain of rural internet. So, when it comes to rural internet, one of the things that sucks about it randomly disconnecting during storms is, let's say you live in a place that gets tornadoes a lot or gets a lot of natural disasters. It sometimes just completely cuts all ability to keep up on like TV. Ooh, this is chimps mode too. Ooh, this is gonna be a pain in the ass. I gotta rely on Admiral Brickle here. But I don't know how it's gonna work. I mean, it's chimps with multiple lives. Yeah, no, that won't work. I'm gonna put a sub here and here. Knowing that this is chimps mode makes this a lot worse. Give them longer range. They do overlap a bit, but that's okay. Okay. So we're gonna have to plan this a lot more thoroughly. Because I want to make sure that we are prepared. Okay, I want to get Admiral Brickle pretty quickly here. Mainly for the sake of getting that extra bit of, like, lead. What's going on now? We're doing basically the pain in the ass that is this challenge. For the Odyssey. Like, we're still doing the Odyssey. We're on the final one. But I'm worried as hell about it. Hey, Cruel. Couldn't sleep, so decided to say hello. Well, I hope you do eventually get some good sleep. Okay, so... But yeah, I was talking about the sucky internet of rural. Because it also becomes a pain in the ass trying to keep, like, updated on, like, when weather gets really bad. So that's why you have to be, like, pretty good about telling it. Though it is funny that I look at it now and it's like, I'm the type of person that, like, now I just don't care when weather is bad for the most part. I can feel it. And, like, my knees. I will hydrate. Hydration is important. And yes, I do have long hair. It sucks at times. The issue is it's easier to maintain long hair than to maintain short curly hair for me. Because, oh dear God. Okay. Hope you are able to pass out. Sleep well and Cruel. Okay, Trident Swiftness. I want to get that extra Pierce. Okay, I'm gonna want to get a stun for 40. But yeah, having long hair is hell if you don't know how to take care of it. I'm glad that I have a hairdresser that's like really good with curly hair and long hair, because it really is nice knowing how much they care and like seeing them like do a lot better about that as well. It's just nice because it's one of those things of you see so many hairdressers that just don't take care of it, and it's so annoying because like if you don't take care of your hair well, it can lead to hair loss and whatnot. And it's like, yeah, long black hair in the summer, so hot in the winter, stays nice and toasty. I don't have dark hair. I have the complete opposite. Like, complete opposite on that regard. I know I used to be a strawberry blonde when I was really young, but that has changed and now it's just more dirty. Because I hate the fact that dirty blonde is either called dirty blonde or sink water blonde, and it's like, why did they have to give it such bad names? Of all the things. Like, they could have chosen anything. I'm gonna use this for camo and shrapnel. Because I do want to get something that'll help with some of the bigger rounds here. Because I know this is one of those that gets really hard on stuff. Everyone's blonde except for you. I mean, in some cases, a family can be dominated by recessive genes, and then boom, here comes a dominant gene just like, hello there. And it just kind of happens. It honestly, genes are so confusing yet so interesting at the same time. I remember early on into my life just thinking to myself, God, this is confusing, when even like realizing some basic things about me. But I remember the amount of self-hatred early on over small things that I couldn't get right because I already had issues when I was a kid. But as soon as I got to high school, I started growing out my hair. I couldn't keep it like short. It just was too much like of a pain. But also it just was like, wait, I don't have to follow some crappy ass religious school rules. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna have long hair now. And it's nice because I actually got to have longer curly hair. I keep it like long in quotations is probably the best way to put it. Because it doesn't look long, but when my hair is wet and like straightened out, it goes to the middle of my back. It's deceptively like short. You're really smart but crazy, kid. I was not exactly the smartest in quotation. I never really did well in school, but then again, part of that was also like bullying and like just the fallout of that. But I always did really good in like social studies, history, civics, and like relatively well in math. Like when I got to high school, they placed me in advanced year 2 because I was so far like I was just so knowledgeable in some of the most random things. Like I was amazing at geometry, but as soon as it got to trigonometry, I had basically just fell flat on my face because I just couldn't keep up with like trigonometry. Which, yeah, fair. It's trigonometry. I've never liked trigonometry. I've always fallen flat on my face from it because it's just such a pain in the ass. I want to get Bouncing Bullet or similar. I think I might go bottom path because I want to be able to deal with 63 well, and I think Bouncing Bullet might help quite a lot here. Because for 40, we can deal with 40 and 50, as well as 59 and 60. We should be able to deal with those relatively well. Let's get EchoSense Network so I can get the Abyss Dweller on quite a lot. You know, it's funny because I have rubber ducks I keep on my desk, and sometimes I'll just start squeezing them like a stress toy. And I don't know why I do it. I know it's probably my ADHD, but it's like, I just get so used to doing it. And like, you can tell which one I grab because when I grab the other one, it's just, you can hear it squeak. So like, you can tell when I grab that one because it just squeaks so damn loudly. And even then, if it's Gran, what? Oh yeah, I just tapped the rubber duck. Squeaks. And even if it's not that loud, I have it set so when I whisper, it tones it up. So basically, when there's quieter sounds, I can tone it up with my audio. Like I did that quite a long time ago, and it helps. I grabbed rubber ducks. So for those who haven't been here before and don't know the duck story, my family at one point in time haunted me with little rubber ducks for months. And I still find them in my stuff. Like, it's to an extent where it looked like I had an obsession with ducks, and I started an underground duck trading ring at high school. Like, that is how far it got. I had gotten to a point with the sheer amount of ducks that they were everywhere, and they still are. They still sometimes will sneak them into my shit, and it's like, where the fuck are they coming from? How have they not run out? I've found like hundreds of different ducks. Hundreds in my lifetime. And they still sometimes appear. It's insane. Like, it happens so much. It's driven me insane. Because after a point, you start to question, what if that has a duck? Or that? And then you start sounding insane. Which, as you can imagine, is not good. I think I'm going to put one here, and I'm going to set it to that. And I want to get EchoSense Network and Riptide Champion, because great for, like, Pierce. Because that wave should help a lot. But, like, if I look at, like, my triple-legged at up on my shelf, if I open the cockpit, there is a rubber duck in there. I don't know when it was added, but it's been in there for years now. Like, shit just appears sometimes for me. Like, I have all sorts of puzzles and whatnot in my room, like Legos and other whatnot. I mean, don't even get me started on the sheer amount of sketchbooks I have in my room. If you guys knew the sheer amount, I think you would be disgusted in me. Because there's at least, like, 20 of them. Most of which have been completely used up. Like, I keep my sketchbooks after I use them because I mean, it's good to have that as, like, a reference. Because I've been able to see how my overall, like, art has progressed. Because, like, my PNG now that I have is completely different than what I would have drawn, like, 20 years ago, or even 10 years ago. Like, my art has changed so much. Bet you have more stuff than me. That is something that I would not suggest wanting, because, like, my closet, because I basically had to go through all my clothes and whatnot a while back to just figure out what fits me and what doesn't. And I got 3, like, trash bags full of clothes alone, from just my closet and drawers. And that's not counting, like, stuff that's, like, coats and whatnot. Because and that's all gonna be donated. Like, that's how I do it. Whenever stuff doesn't fit me anymore, and it's, like, nothing that's, like, undergarments, but, like, old shirts and stuff, I donate them. I try to actually, like, do that because it's good. But that's just for, like, clothing. That's not counting. So if I look to my left, I have a, like, about 2 foot by, like, 3 foot long and wide Tupperware that's about 1.5 feet tall, just full of art stuff. And that's not even all of it. That's just like some of it. I have so many like big boxes of like art and whatnot. And then, oh boy. Because I like to reuse stuff when I can. Like, oh boy, do I like to reuse stuff sometimes. Old, just give it to your family and also have art stuff. Fair. I mean, since I started doing more digital art, I've realized, holy crap, I'm better at like physical art than digital. But it's also like I like digital because it allows for a lot more just stuff I can do. Abyssal Warrior for that extra bit of pierce. Honestly, the extra pierce is nice. I'm taking this round by round for my sake. Okay, I want to have one of these up here. And then I'm going to get it to Monkey Pirates. Because having two is going to be nice, but also just good in general. But yeah, like for me, I have all sorts of stuff. Like I have a full like calligraphy set. Like I have ink and quills and stuff. I have Viz ink. Because like I keep my desk relatively clean. Like my top drawer has like little snacks and whatnot I might want or need. Like I have like some granola in there and whatnot. Of course, it's all packed. But... And then I have like in my bottom drawer like all my Switch games. You know, if I didn't have a Switch Lite, I would definitely stream some of that stuff. So it's college for like art and stuff. For me, I went to college for like psychology and whatnot, but just ended up stopping because I was having so much trouble keeping focus. And like, it really was difficult for me to a point I was burning the candle at both ends just to like keep up. And that's when I realized, okay, maybe I should try something different. So I did. And it didn't work out. And I was just like, okay, maybe it's not a good idea. So I started doing art stuff for people, and now I work that. Okay. What do I want to upgrade next? They both have triple. I think I want to get Arctic Knight. Like, unironically, Arctic Knight might be worth it here. Actually, let's get Alluring Melody and its upgrade Symphonic Resonance. I think that might actually be really useful here. The question... As we get closer to 63, I get really worried. Because the closer we get to 63, the more worrying it is. I definitely want to get full auto as well. Because once I get the totem, I'm probably going to move it closer. So now I have two things I could go for. I also want to get a Pirate Lord as well, because I can't sell. Well, I can. It's just not going to give me anything. But, yeah, I definitely want to be careful in this. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. I'm just hoping this will be enough that I can actually get what I need. Because once I get Symphonic Resonance, I'm then going to put the totem here so we get a bit more range. But now I think I might want to save up for Pirate Lord. Because Megamind's going to help quite a lot here. Yeah, because as soon as we get to 63, I'm so nervous. I want to get full auto for that at least. Or do I want to... Because, yeah, I won't be getting the other upgrades, so... Because I won't be able to get Arctic Knight, so I just gotta go for the luck here. Oh, Symphonic Resonance, how much I love you. Put this here. And then Symphonic Resonance takes in a bunch of it to get destroyed. Oh, that's perfect. And this is why I chose this. And here comes the final wave in 3, 2, 1, and destroying it. Eey. Yeah, that did not go too well. Oh, this is not good. Armor piercing. Because this helps with Moab class damage and just damage overall. I'm gonna need it. Oh, that sucks. Okay. I'm gonna buy this as soon as I get enough. There we go. Okay. So, we should be back from ads by now. One of the things I want to do, other than just that, is I've been meaning to actually, like, go through all my art stuff and sorting it better, because, like, I have my easel and, like, paints and whatnot, and, like, other stuff. Like, if I look to the left, to the right of me, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 7 canvases, and that's not counting the other, like, 4 or 5 I have over by my door. Like, I have a lot of canvases and whatnot, and I also have a lot of D&D stuff as well. Like, right next to me, I have my D&D bag, my dice, my secondary bag, my speaker I use. You love D&D? Oh, I do too. I'm the DM for my current campaign, but I know some of my players want to try and DM as well, so I'm like, oh, thank God I won't be stuck as the forever DM for once. So I'm excited for that. And we haven't been able to have a session in a while just due to busyness and whatnot. But I know the next session they're supposed to go up against a ghost pirate. And depending on their decision, I fully, like, done what I plan to with it. So whether or not they decide to follow the glowing green light after the captain dies depends on how well they will get paid. Because, I mean, they're basically saving a town that's nearly destroyed. And they won't be getting much of a reward unless they go and find that, where they will fight the actual body of the captain. And then they'll get, like, the treasure from that, and basically the only thing that the town can really offer is, like, like 2 scrolls, because that's all they really have left. Because a lot of it was destroyed. And I made it a thing where, depending on how long it took them to do the side quest, depended on, like, how many people died. And then I know after this, they want to go to a place where wyverns have been spotted, because one of them needs wyvern horns for their weapon upgrade. Because right now they're using a giant boomerang, but they want to get a giant draconic hammer to upgrade their magic item, because they just haven't been using it a lot, because they wanted to use great weapons and stuff, so they just have a giant boomerang right now. And the plan for it is it's going to be a great hammer that can split into 2 smaller hammers that allows them to use their 2-weapon fighting still. Which is really fun. And I'm thinking about doing a charge system where they can spend a charge of their like fire breath to imbue with one of the charges of the weapons to deal like that elemental damage. And if they do like the orange dragon breath, it will basically be like a it'll be like more either AoE, or it will deal like a different type, or it might deal a poison type damage similar to what it actually does with fire. I haven't fully decided that yet. It's something I need to talk with them. But like, we have one hell of a party. Because I know right now Char isn't with the party. It's Calvary for story and lore purposes. So right now, instead of having a half dragon, half water Ganassi, they have an undead changeling who's dating the 1,000-year-old changeling with amnesia. Like thousands-year-old changeling. Amnesia looks like a kid still in some ways. You got the last Ghost Slayer who is being chased by Grotz secretly and made a deal with Grotz that Grotz is going to use to try and get her killed because his hatred towards her family, who got him kicked out of the Ghost Slayers, where he eventually became a demon lord. Like, I have set up full arcs for these because I know, like, okay, this is what this person wanted. I am so glad I caught that. Hey, sweetie. Oh, different account? Nice. But yeah, like, I have come up with so many ideas for stuff that I just want to do. I'm so excited for some of it because my party, if there's one thing I have gotten them, I've actually gotten them nervous in places because of stuff like the Forest of Nightmares. And I'm glad I'm able to surprise them with stuff like that. I really do want them to eventually go to the Great Crater. Because Heliansphere, the most southern continent, which is like an Arctic type continent, has a bunch of like meteor crash sites and stuff. Like, the Great Crater is the biggest crater with loads of craters around it. And it's so tall that and anyone who's gone down there has disappeared. But my plan is to use that to kind of showcase like some of the alien stuff that's going to come into play, because they've already made a deal with the BBEG without knowing, which has led them to unintentionally making his plans go faster. Like, they don't even know it's the BBEG. They have a issue with actually like going out of their way to do like insight, and it's really cost them a few times here, because you have this, oh, we'll do great, and then they get backstabbed and like, what? But it's like, you know, you think you would have learned by now. This is like the 8th time. Or the times where I'm like, are you sure about wanting to do this? And they're like, oh, it's fine. What's the worst that'll happen? Like, what level are we? We are level 9, almost level 10. We started at level 1. Then again, this is also the party that almost got TPK'd by mole crickets, so it's like, honestly, anything could happen. Like, I still find it hilarious that they rolled so poorly against those mole crickets it almost caused a TPK. Like, this is the stuff that happens with my party. I love them to death. They're amazing friends, and I care about them a lot. And I'm so glad I get to play D&D with them, because most of them have never played sessions before doing this campaign with me, and or never played it but know like the rules. you got the one player who's still like forgets the rules here and there and is like, oh shit. But like it's fun because we still get to do stuff because we're a very big role play heavy compared to combat. Like when we do combat, I want more role play in combat. So like you have like Char's player who's and stuff who has actually rolled for if she would go berserk, seeing so many of her fears, to rolling if she would just break down, facing a trauma, to stuff with Veronica of you rolled basically on the edge. You know she isn't resistant to fire. How would you react still seeing this image of your sister? And his first thing was he'd protect her, even if it doesn't have the same aspects, which led to party on party violence against the Matron of Fear, who was using that as an illusion. And I'm so glad I have players that love doing that because it just, oh, it's so satisfying. Because it's just, there's just something different about when you get to see your players do something that's like so emotionally charged like that. It's just satisfying. It's why I really enjoy watching it. Because, like, of course, I do a lot of the NPCs and whatnot. What do you think is the best hero? You have all of them unlocked. I would say it depends on your skill ceiling and skill level as well, because in terms of skill ceiling and, like, overall power, Corvus. But Quincy is also really good overall in a lot of ways. My favorite that I like to use is Entienne, personally. But all the heroes really do have their strengths and weaknesses. Adora is another one that's really good. Even with like her lack of camo detection, she's like really useful. So you definitely can take that into account. But a lot of it comes down to like what you're looking for in your hero with your strategy. Like Oben is amazing with druids, especially now that he can give druids camo detection. And it's definitely a thing of they're all great. They all have their uses. The question is what you're looking for at that point. But like the best overall would be Corvus for the skill level it takes. Geraldo is definitely up there for overall usefulness. Like Geraldo's just perfect like support mixed with like possible damage output hero. Sada used to be like unequivalent, basically the best hero until they nerfed a lot of stuff with her. But her biggest weakness, like her range and whatnot. But now that like Entienne also boosts the range of anything within his radius, it's also like he's gotten a lot of like good things added, which has positively helped him a lot. And it's good to keep an eye on like those types of things as well, because that's going to be like really important. I want to get Arctic Knight. There we go. Okay. But yeah, my favorite hero is Entienne. Specifically the bookworm version. I think he's so damn cute. Airburst. Triple guns. Because adding a few more subs is not a bad idea in this case. Okay. There we go. Yeah, look at that. That is helping a lot. That's why I'm adding some more subs. Because the subs are helping, which is great. Because I know, like, with Sai, especially as a hero, like, his biggest weakness is he can't hit VADs. You also have all the skins. I don't have all the skins unlocked just because I never really have cared enough to do so, but I have been meaning to do so now that, like, Legends has that stuff. Like, I don't do all the events. I don't do all that stuff. I just never have been that type of person. But I've really found a love for a lot of the stuff over time, and now it's like, oh, dang. Because now that a lot more of it has, like, an actual effect, it's like, okay, I'm more willing to actually, like, get some of these. I'm still annoyed that the Princess of Power Adora one is locked behind a paywall, but I get why. Like, if it wasn't so expensive and I could just buy the skin for like 99 cents, I'd totally do it. Because I love She-Ra and the Princess of Power. Like, her name is Adora, so it makes sense they would do it. I mean, for the honor of Grayskull and whatnot, great damn show on Netflix, She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. I know some people might see it and go, oh, it's probably like a really girly show, when in reality, it's actually pretty damn good. Great representation in that show as well. After I finish the challenge, I do want to work a bit on the Legends stuff, but also, because I haven't had time to look into possible strategies I could use for the, Nah, I'd Win challenge, because ever since the easy mode thing got removed, it's like, I just haven't had time. And when I was sick, I mainly, like, put the Minecraft stuff in the background while I slept. Like, I just left my PC on while it was just water, 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 water. Or, like, just sitting there waiting for things to happen. Just do that. Like, I got really used to doing that, so it just became a thing. Because I'm not getting a sub-commander. I could, but not within the last round. I'm making sure I do not die. Hey, Rizzler, welcome on in. Didn't select any Mermonkey, took Sada as your hero. Don't want to restart, stuck at round 88. Oof. Yeah, Mermonkey is really useful. Just having all the water towers is so important with this. But welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. Okay. I need to get this armor piercing darts. Wait, it doesn't matter. Okay, as soon as those appear. Boom, done. And that's why I took the ships. Pirate Lord. Nice. No powers used, no restarts, nothing. Easy. I will say I do wish I had enough to get this because it's so damn cute. Like, I have all sorts of stuff, and I will eventually buy all of these. Like, it's in my list of things to do. Oh yeah, I forgot the collection events going on. Either way. Rogue Legends. So, in terms of, like, XP shop and whatnot, we've done quite a bit of unlocking. I do wish that they had, like, something for here, too. But let's go back into our campaign, because if I remember, we left off at a certain point. Yeah, we left off right before the boss. Okay, it's all led to this dread balloon. I actually don't remember. Oh, yeah, we have mainly magic monkeys. I remember why we were having issues now. So, I want to do this. I know I'm going to want deconstruction, double gun, Balloon trap would be nice to have. Juggernaut. And then that. Okay, I can't... Oh, I can put him there, and then I'll get acidic mixture dip when I get enough money. Boom. Hopefully that'll help quite a bit. Yeah, look how little damage we deal. Jesus. It's been so dang long. I'm just thinking how we're going to even do this. Okay, so we have pushback, 2 times damage, tranced and stun, alchemist, just like magic rare, and then primary. Okay, so I got some ideas. It'll just take some work. Oh, thanks for the follow. I hope you enjoy your stay in London, and I hope you are having a wonderful day. Okay, so we definitely can take down the everything up to magic. I feel like we could probably do that relatively, like, reasonably. But I feel like magic is going to be our biggest down point. And that's, like, my big worry. I just need hard thorns, really. Yeah, and I need to get a bunch of these going. Shit, I need cleansing foam, too. Because if I remember correctly, we started losing a lot of, like, to the special balloons in the magic. Definitely something we need to work on. I'm gonna do this. We'll get a Druid of the Jungle with hard thorns, because that should help a lot with just taking care of some of these balloons. It's been so dang long that I honestly don't know how we're gonna do this. Put that there, because I want to make sure I have extra. Sub actually could help here. I could put it like near the beginning, or what I'm probably going to end up doing is longer range and then triple gun, because that's just going to help overall. Jesus. Juggernaut would be pretty useful here. Deconstruction and then double gun. Because we're going to hear that resist and immune sound a lot, which sucks. My favorite song. It's hard to choose a favorite song for anything, in all honesty, for me, because I love a lot of the songs in the game of Balloons, but also just in a lot of games in general. Like, I've always been a huge lover of, like, music, so it's hard to choose an exact song. But I definitely love a lot of music. So it's definitely one of those where it's like, ooh, the choice is very difficult, but in terms of balloons, I'd say maybe sails away, but it's difficult. Because once we get out of this, it's magic, and I think our best chance is going to be the sub. Okay. Is this thing shooting out magic? Engineer. Magic. No. I'm so confused what's causing, like, the random bits to come out like that. Is it the engineer thing? No, they just turn things to gold when tier 3. I don't know. Acid mixture dip. Get the juggernaut going would be nice. Huh. I really don't know if we'll be able to beat Dread Balloon for sure, but doesn't mean we won't try. That's for sure. Okay. Because, like, its health is going down. Just not the fastest. Okay. Cleansing foam and then pin. I want to have an extra just for the sake of it. Okay. Okay. And now we go to magic. Okay, so let's just do the free reroll. The farm. I think I'm gonna go for the boat here. Because I think the boat's gonna help the most here. Grape shot and then hot shot is what I want. And then I want to get destroyer. Do 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 do. You can tell that they're getting eaten up by that. That wall of trees is soaking up a lot. Okay. Just put into that. Cannon ship, while nice, I don't think is worth it in this case. Destroyer attacks faster. And that's what I kind of need, is attack. Shit. Like, I'm focusing in, trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. Because we will die if I'm not careful. Okay. Because the regens are the biggest issue there. Okay, so Thornswarm. I need Heart of Oak. Come on, Heart of Oak, Heart of Oak. Because I need to get rid of that. Okay. Heart of Vengeance. Because the vengeance is important. And then wrath, because that should help a lot. Okay. Then I can get that tree down. Okay. Shoot. Because it goes for this instead of those. The real downside. Okay, once those go in, I just need a little bit of cash. Destroyer. Perfect. That's going to help a lot. And then aircraft carrier might actually be really useful here. It just means I'd have to get rid of some stuff. You're not that useful. Okay, let's see. Okay. Aircraft carrier, because that's also going to shoot out other stuff we need. I'm using this to my advantage. We just are not dealing a lot because that damn frickin' ZOMG. Come on. Nope, there's a ceramic in there. I saw it. Okay. So I need to be careful what I sell there. Because those druids do help. Okay, we're starting here. Instead, why don't I do this? Druid of Wrath. Because that will at least go for some of it. I need this to take those out. Because we need to get those weaker. Okay. Just... I'm so nervous. Okay. That's back in. I need this to go for close at this point. It's all I can do. Let's see. I sell this. I get Destroyer earlier. So it's dealing damage quicker. Favorite game? Now that's a difficult one too. Oh, there's a lot of difficult questions with these. I would say it's one, if it's based off playtime overall, it's between Minecraft and Terraria. But in terms of nostalgia, it'd be like The Legend of Zelda, because that was the first game I played. But in terms of overall enjoyment, I would say one of my favorite games was Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Like, I really enjoyed that game, despite the spiders. But In terms of like overall enjoyment that I go back to, Minecraft Terraria and Stardew are in that one. Pokemon's another one that I just like always find myself going back to. Balloons is up there, like, but I'd say overall in enjoyment, then it would be Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I can't get over its music either. I love the Ori music. So damn good. Take every little bit I can. Um, I'm gonna do that. Oh yeah, I forgot. If I do this, sell this, armor piercing darts. Somehow that was worse. Okay, so I know what I need to do now, and it's not gonna be fun. Okay, so yeah, we need to look at this from the perspective of how we're gonna beat this. Um, armor piercing, because that's gonna help a lot. I'm hoping getting those early might help. And then we're gonna want to move the wall of trees down. A berserker brew might not be bad to get. Just for the extra damage it would allow and attack speed, range, etc. But because I know what's going to be good to keep. Okay. Because this is going to help a lot. Debate. You know what? The alchemist might actually be a negative. That's helping a bit. I need to get aircraft carrier, but it's overall risky to sell more of like some of this stuff. Boom. There we go. I want to go last here. And then we'll go back to first once that's gone. Because I need that thing dead. Okay. I'm playing this like very tactfully just for my own sanity. Whew. Okay, so it's down to BFBs a lot earlier. Okay. We're doing better. That's great. Oh, thank God. And damage. Yes. Well, since the supports aren't going to be as useful, now I can bring in these. And that should help a lot. I certainly will hydrate. Hope you're doing well, 22. Okay. Okay, we just need to be very careful about this. Just gonna quickly do that. Heart of Thunder, just for that extra bit of damage. Because we should be able to beat this now. Because we're down to the final bits. After a lot of strife and a lot of pain, Dread Balloon dies. Oh, thank God we freaking did it. Huh. Sorry. Yeah, I'm taking this because it's just great. That really hasn't come into a lot of effect for me, so I'll just do that. Got some more marshmallows. This the only path? Seems so. Okay, so if we go down, we get 1, 2 campfires. Up, we could get 1. Down here, we also do get a boss and a legendary shop. Up, there's a legendary thing there, but... Ooh, Vortex. Okay. Mentor... And I'm just gonna outright get this to Juggernaut, so we don't need to upgrade it. And then we will check what's in this chest. Monkeys attack slower, but ability cooldowns are faster. Dart monkeys, boomerangs, bomb shooters, tack shooters, super monkeys, druids, and mer monkeys now follow the cursor like Dartling Gunner. Helipilots can store up to 3 ability charges. Monkey subs and balloons will dissolve. Okay. You know, I'll do that. I'll add a monkey sub to the party. Why not? Giving it a chance to do the monkey dissolving stuff is gonna help. I'm gonna put him there. Thorn Swarm. Then I can heat tip bar, heat tipped air burst. Level 4. Okay. I think it's the druids. It is the druids. Trance and stun. Attack speed is half. That's tier 5 monkeys. Non-magic monkeys have an... Oh! Arcane projectile exploration. It's the sub? Well, then. Okay. I definitely need to get that cleansing foam, though. That's actually kind of cool. I didn't even realize it was that. But I don't think it understands what non-magic is. I hate that I had to do that, but it's worth it. Then I can do this. And boom. Oh yeah, I forgot I can also do this. Anything that gets past is just going to get absolutely destroyed by that. Well, I'm taking legendary because every tower is every tower type now. Oh, that's why it's doing it. Because it counts as primary military magic and support. And since it's every tower type, it just shoots out more arcane bolts. That took me a moment to realize. Okay. Now, back to the heat tip darts and air burst will go. I love the dread balloon. Okay. Then we'll go down here. Mentor or enhance. Ooh, that's actually nice. Did the internet do that thing again? I think it did. God dang it. That's annoying. I hate when my internet does that. Liquefier. Acid versus dissolve. So this just becomes liquefier. This more 2.5. Pierce reduce less. I'm gonna go for this. Oh god, not this map. We have not very good for this map. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I saw it go white. Aha! Ooh, that's expensive. I can do that. Yeah, I just need to use the Juggernaut to the best of my ability here. Because right now it's all camo. I wish it saw camo naturally, but it doesn't. I wonder if I can get... That should hopefully help. Oh, this will be an easier one. Okay. Yeah, I definitely need to be very careful with this. And I need cleansing foam. Come on. Because that sub was not helping enough. Yeah, because it removes a bunch of properties. I can't. Oh, it's Sunset Silent Night. I was like, geez, why does it sound so odd? Oh, yeah, I forgot. Because it's tier 3, it also does that. Oh, the foam does it too, I think. It's actually quite nice. Pierce and range, because why not? Not that I need the Pierce with the Juggernaut, but the range is nice too. Okay. Yeah, that's useful as heck. Holy crap. Okay, we can easily get through this. Just a little bit of work. I don't think we have a Moab to worry about, because I'm not going to get to Ultra Jug. Let's be honest here. That's just not going to happen. Now the sub will help. Doo-ba-doo-boo. Air burst. I think I'm gonna go for triple guns just because the faster firing. I think that's just good with balloon liquefier. Ooh, quicken support. That's just good for everybody. And there we go. When do I stream? I normally stream every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. CST. Though today, I'm not going to be streaming as long, just a pain in the butt. Are we back? I'm hoping we are. I hate when that happens. This is what it is like dealing with this type of stuff. That's why I don't like rural internet. Okay. I went into the boss challenge thing just to see if we could beat it. With only subs. So we'll have to see. Damage, shot speed. But basically, I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. CST. But I don't think I'm not gonna be streaming the normal amount of time today just because I have things I need to do. As well as also wanting to take care of my throat. Which is the main reason I won't be going the normal time, is because of my throat. I just rather be safe than sorry with it. It's just one of those things. Gonna take a Fist Dweller there just for the extra pierce. But yeah, I know tomorrow's gonna be Terraria because on Fridays we usually have a thing that is specifically like our Friday thing, and it changes when we complete that thing, and it's basically for long-term projects and whatnot, like our Bestiary challenge. But I have debated changing that. It's still not 100% sure though. I am surprised we're doing this much. If I sold those two, I would not have enough. But maybe, just maybe. Nope. I don't. I mean, either way, I still got it 20. It's not anything worthy, but... Oh, I at least got something. But yeah, that's kind of my main thing, is I'm probably gonna go, till I get to the Vortex. Grant 1 Cave Monkey per tile. Ninja Monkey's faster projectile speed. I'll take the Ninja Monkey one just because that's some extra stuff. And I don't need to worry about Dread Balloon anymore. So all fortified. I'm gonna try to get to Vortex though. That's the plan. I don't know if I'm gonna try and beat Vortex today, but I'm definitely gonna try and get to Vortex at least. Okay, ballistic missile. Anyways, that's useful. And I'm going to want to get an engineer next. That is going to shred until like a camo appears. Like I was saying, a camo appeared. Sharp shurikens. And then double shot. That'll be useful. Whew, boy. Come on. There we go. Because I really don't need any new towers. At least not right now. Once I get double shot, it's over for these camos. Boop, boop, boo, doo, 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 doo. But yeah, I definitely want to try and do a little bit with that. I'm definitely happy to be back and able to stream. I just know going for the full 4 hours is risky, especially for my throat. That's what sucks. Ads should be going off about now too, unless the disconnect screwed with it. I vaguely remember the times, which definitely helps. Ooh, Ninja's actually going to be really good with this with Lunjitsu. I didn't even think about that. Just the support, it's better. Oh yeah, that is really nice. Ooh. And there goes that Moab. The arcane bolts are helping a lot. Even if they don't do the most, they're still helping. Which is good. Okay. Then I can do this. Balloon spawn more densely. This one's gonna suck. Because I don't really have a lot of good stuff for this, but I know it. And then Heart of Oak, so I can get rid of any regens. Perfect. Then I can put this ninja here with caltrops, just so we have extra, since they're going to be denser. Having the Juggernaut's very useful, because that's just boom. Because it has near infinite, if not infinite pierce. I know it has like a limit, but it's so high. I just don't remember its exact limit. But since everything's spawning more densely, we just need to be careful. Battle Cat. Don't see that too often. I am glad they added powers as a possible reward from these Rogue Legends things, because it adds a lot more use to some of those things people wouldn't want to use, like the Battle Cat. Sorry about the yawn, but it also doesn't affect your powers, which is great. And I really enjoy that. Oh boy. Balloon Jitsu. Oh my. Meow. Mermonkey. It's not the right type of mermonkey, but it's a mermonkey. I think mermonkey has definitely worked its way into my heart ever since it came out. Like, it's really worked its way into my heart. And I'm glad that it has, because it's a really cool tower. Because my favorite tower was definitely between Druid, Ice Monkey, and Tack Shooter. And now Mermonkey's been added to that list. Because, like, I really like all of them. And boom. Okay. Yeah, I'm basically going to get to Vortex over the air. Got 2 more balloon things and stuff. Mentor. Or do I want to enhance? So if I enhance that, I just get a overall better ninja. Okay, this will be purples. Purples and faster balloons. Balloon health is reduced though. Okay. I love the modifiers that the tiles have now because it makes it so much more like unique and like roguelike. So it makes me really happy to see. Because I've always been a big fan of roguelikes, and I'm glad that they added those like changes that were needed. Double shot, caltrops. Wow, these balloons are faster. But that's not too bad. The Juggernaut's just going to be very useful in this too. Okay. Okay, camos. Not too bad. God, I can't speak for the life of me, apparently. There we go. Look at that. So satisfying. It really is satisfying watching all of them just go. I need balloon jitsu. It's gonna help a lot. Oh, tower rare. I'm gonna go for Pierce. Because the Pierce is useful. Then I need Jitsu. Okay. Dart Monkey over here for the win. The Juggernauts are helping a lot. Thank God. If I can get Balloon Jitsu, though, I won't need to worry as much. But it's good I don't need to worry much in general. Just a bit. Oh yeah, I forget. Juggernauts have knockback. I always forget that. Honestly, great upgrade ability for this path. I'm gonna go for Quickening because the extra speed's gonna help. Just need to save up now because I wanted to make sure I had 2 Juggernauts first because that was always gonna be more important. There we go. I always try to take this round by round in Legends just because it's overall better for me. Because it allows me more time to think between rounds and look at my weaknesses. Like, I definitely need more Moab popping power, but then you have stuff like that that just absolutely destroys you. Okay, so I need more damage output. Okay. Gonna do that. Boom. Boom. And then do that. We go on, because I know we can beat it. I'm thinking instead of Balloon Jitsu, getting another thing might be worth it. Like going over here and getting a secondary double shot. Do I watch anime? Yes. I don't watch a lot of anime. The only anime I really watch right now is the Pokemon anime because I got really into Pokemon Horizons and I want to see how it finishes. But I've also watched Fairy Tail and like a few others, but like there's some that I just never got myself in. I just never could get into. Like I never got into like Dragon Ball Z. It just never interested me enough. In fact, I did not find it interesting in general. Same thing with Naruto. I just never could get into those two shows, despite their popularity. I just never could. I'm gonna take the damage this time. Like, I get that some shows are popular, but for me, some didn't work out. I know there's a few I've been recommended that I've been meaning to watch that I just haven't, like Black Butler. I did watch Death Note. That was an alright anime. Um, when it came to stuff like Attack on Titan, I just never finished it. I've watched One Piece most of the way through, but then I lost track again, and it's like, I'm not catching up a second time. I'm not catching up on One Piece a second time. Like, I usually read the manga instead. I just find that more interesting usually because I like reading. You're watching One Piece? One Piece is full of so much filler compared to the manga, and I get why. But God, there are points where you're just like, oh God. Great job, Oben. You did nothing. I mean, One Piece is good. Like, I'm not gonna lie and say it's bad. Like, it's still a good anime. But it's definitely has its flaws. I prefer the manga, but that's also because I prefer manga overall. The Fairy Tail manga was better in my opinion too, but I will say the anime did do an alright job at it compared to like some animes, but definitely wasn't perfect. Like, I really wish they got into certain plot points in the manga that just never really happened in the show. But even then, the manga, that's why I prefer manga in a lot of cases, is they're just usually better in terms of like overall storytelling and whatnot. But yeah, like Horizons is the only current anime I'm actually watching. I mean, it's a great one though. Like Pokemon Horizons is a great anime. I really have like found just how much I love the storyline with Liko and Dot and Roy and them. Like, when the last like arc ended, I freaked the hell out, especially after they said for the first time in the history of the Pokemon anime they're doing a time skip. Like, holy shit. But they introduced Mega Evolution back in, which is like, yeah, that makes sense with Legend ZA and stuff. Which honestly, my biggest worry with Mega Evolution is if it leaves the single player games and stuff with ZA and becomes part of like big tournaments again, that's gonna really hurt like the competitive scene overall. Starcatcher, interesting. Yeah, like there's certain ones I definitely remember better than others. Like, my friend's been trying to get me to watch Black Butler, but it's also like, the more that she asks, the less I want to watch it. Because it's like, at this point, her stopping that would be so weird now that it would just feel off. So it's like, I mean, there's a lot of good just overall shows out there in general. Like, people really sleep on some of the kids cartoons too. Like, say what you want about like kids media, but some of those villains are really well done. Like the Owl House is really well done. Avatar is well done. Amphibia. Like there's a lot of shows like that that are just, you can see the amount of love and intrigue that's been put into it. Like, and it's crazy to think that we live in a time where villains like Plankton from SpongeBob, for example, aren't far-fetched because of what we've seen just overall happen in the world with like everything. It's just like, huh, I never realized how realistic this character was, or oh, I guess we're doing this now. Like that's how it always feels. But I really love the well done villains that we've had, and there are some shows that both dropped the ball or did amazing when they were canceled. Like, for me, I think Star vs. the Forces of Evil dropped the ball with their cancellation. But when it came to Owl House, they wrapped it up perfectly to possibly get a new thing in the future if it ever happened. And they did it so well. Like, I love stuff like that. That it's done really well because you can tell how much they care and whatnot. And I think that's a really good thing to just have overall. And then you have some shows that weren't canceled but got to finish really well. Like Supernatural is one that I really liked. My mom and I used to watch it whenever the new ones would come out. We'd watch it together. Great show. It was something my mom and I loved to watch. Same thing with Owl House. Like, my mom and I used to find a lot more shows when we could to just spend time together and just watch these types of things because it was fun and it got us doing stuff together. But I found over time, especially like now, do I feel the same about each show? No. But being able to see the flaws in shows is definitely important. And it's why I give myself the average of one season or like half of the first season, depending how long of a show it is and how long the episodes are, to see if I will enjoy it. There are very few shows that have actually intrigued me enough where like episode 1 has gotten me interested, but there's also shows that just like fall off so dang quickly. It's why I don't like shows like Friends and The Office. I just never could get into them no matter how much I tried. At least half a season. Oh yeah, like at least half a season, or in my case sometimes one season, depending on the length of the episodes and the show. And it's one of those things of, I really enjoy watching these things when I get time, but some of them are just, which really just is a shame because they could be a lot better. But you can tell that they just didn't put enough love into it or care. And it really drags the show down. And it's a shame. It's why I don't like some shows, and that's okay. Like, Gravity Falls is a great show. I love it. But if you were to tell me now that, like, how I feel about it's just kind of like, it's a good show, and there's gonna possibly be more coming out, it's like, I feel like it doesn't need more. I feel like it ended on a great note, and adding more is a risk. And it's a risk that I don't think is worth taking, personally. I think it's gonna hurt overall more then help. Ba-da-doop. Okay, I need... Don't like Renaissance, but some people don't like the ending and they make more seasons. Yeah, like, there's a point where you need to end a show. And, like, for example, people could have gone with more seasons of Avatar, but I get why they didn't. And then there's shows that drop the ball due to, like, reasons of the company. Like, Legend of Korra. Great show overall. But it dropped the ball because of how little the network actually cared about them. It's a shame because Korra is like a good story for like a more like adult audience. And I understood a lot of Korra's struggle because I know what it's like to just be unable to walk and then have to relearn every fine motor function that you lost. It's hell. And it was a great representation of that. But of course, not everyone liked it because of one reason or another. Which is dumb. But even then. Also, I don't think I can beat that Moab. Like, unironically, I don't think I can. This... maybe. Sharp shurikens. I just don't know how possible it is. Okay. I need to keep this very, like, steady. Oh my gosh. I'm doing this so I have the space. Oh yeah, I hate when a company buys a show or movie and makes it worse. Disney. Like, it happens so dang often. It's just like, really? I just hope that, like, some shows actually do get the, like, stuff they deserve in terms of, like, good. Like, shows like The Owl House were done so dirty when they got canceled. Because it's like, despite ending super well, like, Owl House was done so dirty by Disney. Same for Star vs. Forces of Evil. Wander Over Yonder is another one I can think of being done pretty dirty. Like, we never truly got to see the redemption arcs and whatnot that were meant to happen. And I feel like we lost out on a lot because of that in some shows. Like, for example, with Owl House, one of my biggest complaints is sheerly due to the fact they were canceled. That they couldn't do more with certain characters. Which is a shame. Because there was going to be a whole thing with certain characters that just never got enough spotlight to, like, fully shine. And then you have shows like Star vs. the Forces of Evil, which, instead of, like, solving it how they were going to, which would lead to more seasons, they have to somehow find a way to end it, and it just feels... eh? at best, which is a shame. Like, there's a reason to cancel shows, but sometimes shows get canceled for dumb reasons or reasons that aren't like said to the audience. It's like, I feel like if a show is canceled and stuff, it should be mentioned why. Like, for example, why Grimm got canceled was because it just was not interesting enough to a lot of people. Like, I may have been one of those people who might have been interested in it, but not everyone was, and that's okay. And it's kind of gotten to a point now where you lose a lot of those fun things you enjoy as like a kid, etc., because they get canceled, etc., or even as an adult. Hell, I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy like some of the Disney stuff I've seen come out, because there is some good stuff. Movie-wise, though, is a whole different story. Their movies have just gone downhill, it feels like. Like, movie-wise, Disney has gone downhill. Like, the Star Wars movies would have been so much better if they actually had a good script and were, like, told what to do more by the actual director instead of just, whatever. Like, Rey could have been a lot more interesting of a character. Like, instead of just showing, like, a similar thing, like, they could have shown more on, like, her learning to teach people and whatnot. And, like, her own journeys. But they just didn't. And it's a shame. Because I feel like of all of them, Rey had a lot of potential that just got completely missed out on. And then, it's, like, deadlines are not healthy for people who work on them and stuff. I.e., look at Pokemon. They don't have good deadlines. Frickin' the 3-year deadline they try to keep to is not helping. It's only hindering. And then you have the fact that they have less people in their overall, like, department than they should, despite how much they're worth. And it's like, a lot of companies could do better if they took the time to. Because there's a lot of good shows and games out there that would be 10 times better if it was just a little bit different. Or, like, they just gave a little more leeway. And I wish they would do that more. Projectile lifespan. Ooh. Range reduced 0%. Nice. This is useless. Attack speed and ability. Cooldown faster, all other ones. That's literally just, yes. Reduce your pierce for some attack speed. Oh yeah. I.e. Steven Universe having so many sensors because, oh god, it's a gay wedding. Oh no, think of the children. So dumb. Ooh, this actually would be useful overall. Boom. Okay. But let's just see what the map for Vortex is, and we'll depend on a lot. Oh god, that's gonna suck. Either way, I am gonna give my throat a rest because I can feel it starting to hurt. !dislab if you want to join the Discord, where we have a wonderful community. I announce when I go live, if I'm sick in any way, if things happen. All that gets announced on the Discord. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. CST. Sometimes I go late, sometimes I go early, depending on things. And !YouTube, for Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, where VODs come out on the VOD channel, where you can find all sorts of stuff from balloons to Akami to Isaac and much, much more. I hope you all have wonderful days. And I will see you guys later.